Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. I'm afraid I'm going to have to pick on Aaron a bit more. I don't mean to, but it's just good subject matter. Aaron, I don't mean to be condescending, although these videos just basically take the form of a long insult, I guess. However, if you are converted to my viewpoint, you will look back and say, ah, when I was so naive, rather than being insulted. If you are not converted, you will be insulted, probably. Or perhaps you will be not converted and not be insulted. I don't know, there's no way to tell, because I'm just giving a logical argument, and your emotional response is not essential and not something that I can be concerned with, whether I'm condescending or not. But we need to talk about freedom, ladies and gentlemen. Freedom is a concept, isn't it? Now, some people think freedom's a good thing, and they think more freedom is a better thing than less freedom. And they think that a lack of freedom is the antithesis of freedom, which is slavery. Now, all the concepts I've just named come from politics, don't they? Because slavery means owning another human being. Slavery means a human being who's alive but does not have control of their life. And freedom means being free to act, doesn't it? Now, we've got a few people listening who think freedom to act means to rape and plunder. If freedom to act means to rape and plunder, then the person you're about to rape has the freedom to rape you, don't they? So do you have freedom to rape and plunder? No, because you're subject to be plundered and killed any second. Now, if you don't have a right to walk around and do things, if you don't have a right to be free from rape and plunder, then you have no rights at all. So if you have any rights at all, your rights are to be free from rape and plunder, and that means that your rights are packaged with the fact that other people are free from rape and plunder, free from your rape and plunder. You cannot rape and plunder other people, and they cannot rape and plunder you. That's called freedom. That is a political concept that comes from the idea of individual rights, Lockean rights, L-O-C-K-E, embodied in the United States Constitution. Now, these individual rights, which have swept the world because of their truth, which is just like science. If it's true, it will bear out in reality. And they've swept the world because wherever rights are instituted, that is of value to mankind. Now, this is politics. This is political ideas. These are political facts. We're talking about laws and men in society. Freedom means you don't violate another person's rights and they don't violate yours. Okay? What does freedom mean if we think freedom's good, right? Freedom's great. We all love freedom. And we're a school teacher. And we're going to, oh, we've got second graders. A whole bunch of second graders here. Or third graders, or fifth graders, or kindergartners. God, what if we had preschoolers? And we said, well, freedom's good. What would we do? Freedom's good, right? Slavery's bad. The opposite of freedom is slavery, right? Freedom is good, slavery is bad. Well, first of all, we don't want to enslave the children. Obviously, we want the children to be free. Does this apply the same way that freedom and slavery apply to adults in the rational world who have already learned everything? I don't know. Let's go ahead and look at it here. We want the children to be free. So we're going to, we're not going to coerce them. We're not going to force them, especially if they don't want to do something. Because what does that mean if you take an adult, someone who's 25, and you make them do something they don't want to do? That's called the army or prison. So let's say the child wants to go play with the doll, but we tell them, no, sit down on this chair, pick up this pencil, and practice writing the letter E now. That means we've enslaved them, right? That means we have destroyed their freedom. So that's a bad thing then, isn't it? Well, I don't know how much clearer I can make it, but freedom is a concept that applies to politics. Freedom is, it doesn't matter what the individual does to himself and how he damages himself, you have to let him do that, because there's no other option. We've discovered that's how societies have to run. Let the individual destroy himself, but leave him free to do whatever he wants, as long as he's not destroying anyone else. As long as he's not hurting anyone, he should be able to do anything he wants to. And that includes destroying himself. He should be able to destroy himself. Now, that's freedom. That is the concept of freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, does that apply to a kindergartner? I submit it to the fair-mindedness of the audience. I love that line. So, Aaron, listen, freedom is a political concept. You can't give a child freedom, and by stopping him from finger painting instead of learning his alphabet, you're not enslaving him. That does not apply, sir. You cannot steal a concept. Those concepts were formed in a certain context. You cannot leave that context behind, grab the word freedom itself, and run over here to kindergarten and start talking. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It's a stolen concept. Thou shalt not steal. Didn't you ever hear that one? Thou shalt think. That's the only commandment, sir.